Everybody sees through you. What has she ever fucking done? Because you're corrupted and co-opted. You gaslighting, bullshitting actress. You fucking phony. You don't lift a fucking finger. What AOC is doing right now is evil. She's trying to keep you from Medicare for all. We're gonna fucking haunt you. I'm the problem? Fuck you.
Alexandria has been a political phenomenon. It is hard to believe that she has been in office for less than 1 year, and yet she has helped transform politics in America. She has been an inspiration to millions of working people and young people throughout this country.
What a fucking cuck. He is worthless. And AOC sounds like Neera Tanden. Every bullshit fucking reason not to have Medicare for all. And the only reason is she won't fight for you. What it takes is courage from gutless wonders like you, AOC, you fucking phony.
This kind of language is not new. I have encountered words uttered by Mr. Yoho and men uttering the same words as Mr. Yoho while I was being harassed in restaurants. I have tossed men out of bars that have used language like Mr. Yoho's.
I figured this out in 2 weeks, AOC. You liar, you coward, you gaslighter, you standing in the way of people in healthcare. You run on healthcare and then you deny it to us. You dangle it in front of your fucking constituents, and then when you get there, you don't lift a fucking finger.
Dehumanizing language is not new. And what we are seeing is that incidents like these are happening in a pattern. This is a pattern of an attitude towards women and dehumanization of others.
What AOC is doing right now is evil. This is evil. She's trying to keep you from Medicare for all.
My father, thankfully, is not alive to see how Mr. Yoho treated his daughter.
The Humanist Report came out against you. Kyle Kalinske just turned on you, AOC. Guess who else? Crystal Ball. Guess who else? Jimmy Dore. Guess who else? Medea Benjamin. Cornell. Everybody sees through you. Everybody sees through you. Except your fucking sycophant DSA dickheads in fucking Brooklyn.
My mother got to see Mr. Yoho's disrespect on the floor of this house towards me on television. And I am here because I have to show my parents that I am their daughter and that they did not raise me to accept abuse from men.
She doesn't have courage. When the fuck has she caused a ruckus? When? When has she caused a ruckus? Someone tell me, what has she ever fucking done?
In using that language in front of the press, he gave permission to use that language against his wife, his daughters, women in his community. And I am here to stand up to say that is not acceptable.
I don't care if you're nice. We're gonna fucking haunt you.
I want to thank him for showing the world that you can be a powerful man and accost women.
Because you weren't doing fucking anything. It took a pothead comedian to do it and a football player. Because you're broken. Because you're corrupted and co-opted. And now we gotta lay on you as hard as we can.
Treating people with dignity and respect makes a decent man.
I'm not yelling at a person. I'm yelling into a webcam. When I yell at a politician, which I'll do to their face, but I'm not doing it to their face. I'm yelling into a webcam. You realize that, right? Do webcams have feelings?
And when a decent man messes up, as we all are bound to do, he tries his best and does apologize.
I'm the problem? Fuck you.
Not to save face, not to win a vote. He apologizes genuinely to repair and acknowledge the harm done so that we can all move on.
You already voted for the CARES Act. Fuck you.
So we wanted to actually correct the record here a little bit because we had been working off some bad information.
I mean, I was just on with Crystal Ball, and she's fully aware that every one of the squad voted for the CARES Act. She doesn't believe that bullshit either.
It turns out AOC did vote against that corporate bailout bill. Let's take a listen to her explanation.
What did the Senate majority fight for? One of the largest corporate bailouts with as few strings as possible in American history.
And fuck anybody who is protecting her. Fuck you.
Shameful. The greed of that fight is wrong for crumbs, for our families.
I'm exposing fucking AOC, and in this country is like a bunch of adult children of alcoholics. They don't get mad at the person who's fucking them. They get mad at the person who's showing them that someone's fucking them. And that's me. I'm showing them you're being fucked by people with power, and they're getting mad at me.
And the option that we have is to either let them suffer with nothing or to allow this greed and billions of dollars, which will be leveraged into trillions of dollars, to contribute to the largest income inequality gap in our future. There should be shame about what was fought for in this bill and the choices that we have to make.
Attacking her. Such schoolgirl shit.
I rise today to condemn in the strongest form the vulgar language and blatant disrespect a colleague directed at Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. As the Congresswoman stated, we are not on the House floor today because of just one callous incident.
Everything right-wingers say about progressives is exactly true. They are feckless, spineless wimps who won't fight for a thing, and they can be rolled right over. And they are.
Unfortunately, what brings us to this moment are the structural and cultural conditions, and yes, the very men that have normalized the marginalization of women, and specifically women of color, since this nation's very inception.
We want you to get fucking Medicare for all for your vote. I don't want you to get a pay-go exemption, you gaslighting, bullshitting actress.
I walked through hallways and still do, flanked by the statues of men that enslaved my ancestors in a building built by my enslaved ancestors.
And fuck off. Go watch my video with Justin Jackson. She is completely exposing herself right now and the squad and the fool's errand of voting for fucking progressives inside the Democratic Party.
And yet, although in some instances we are better than we used to be, we are still not who we can be. And so with my eyes fixed, clear on the challenges of the moment, but clearer still on the promise of the future, I speak to our daughters, for they are watching and carefully taking note of how we respond in this moment.
More power to Cori Bush. It's a fool's errand to send you into the Democratic Party. You are going to be squashed.
And I will close with the words of Reverend William Barber, who aptly points out that we find ourselves as a nation in a moment of reckoning, a reckoning which calls for reconstruction. Old fights, but this is a new day. Let's build the world that Cora and all girls and women deserve, and let us begin with this very institution.
Are you happy with her? Do you think you should be nicer to her? Or do you think we should rake her over the coals? Or do you think we should make them scared to fucking death?
Dude, if you want to do politics, you got to fucking understand the issues. It's not all just emotions and fantasy life. Or if you want to do emotions and fantasy life, then own it and just do critique, and that's great. But don't call people who actually care about the process and bother to do some fucking research dummies because they look at things a little bit structurally. It's an easy hustle. It's an easy market. It's an easy game. But it's not contributing to anything. It's not going to help us win. If we have to fight neoliberals, we have to fight Trump, we have to fight establishment Democrats, we have to deal with the corporate hegemony, we have to deal with ideological conformity of a global elite, do we really need to spend our time on YouTube just giving people dumb emotional releases? Or actually help them think about how they actually get power? And I know that was spoken like a true fucking corporate sellout. Get the fuck out of here, man. Do some research. Get serious.
Imperial Majesty.
What's up, New York City? Thank you all. Can we please hear it loud and proud for all of our volunteers, our staffers, our organizers, putting in the time, putting in the work, putting in the sweat and the tears to make sure that we bring a working class revolution to the ballot box in the United States of America.
You know, to quote Congresswoman Barbara Jordan, what the people want is simple. They want an America as good as its promise. Progressives are standing in that ready position to help to deliver an America as good as its promise. So whether it's now or soon, and that's why I'm trying not to second guess them, because I don't know what's going into their thinking. I don't want people to give up on them just because they might not necessarily be answering that call right this minute. There's still time to push neoliberals and more moderates to do the right thing. I have served inside bodies before. And a lot of times what people think they know, they don't really know.
Ayala yale sirobale